All right guys, in this video, we're gonna show you the tools that you need to be carrying with you on your truck when you're gonna go install your standing seam metal roofing. Stick around, we'll show you what they are. What's up guys, my name's Aaron, we're here in our shop, and in a previous tool video that we did, it was all about the tool bag and the tools that you needed to have for standing seam metal roofing in your tool bag on your person. But those are not the only tools that you need to work standing seam efficiently. So in this video, we're gonna go through my favorite list, or my top 5 tools that I don't want my guys to leave the shop without when we're going through the standing seam. So let's get right down to it. The first tool would be a Wuco. All right guys, in my hands I've got a tool called the Wuco, and basically it's a roll former that you use in your hand. So it's gonna have one function. It's gonna take metal from a flat piece of metal up to a 90-degree bend. So you're gonna be able to take a piece of metal and bend it up, and that's basically the function of this tool. You're only gonna really use it in a couple spots on the job. You're gonna use it when you start a run, possibly, and you're gonna use it when you finish if you have to cut the edge of a panel off. But why is this tool important? Well, because not every job that you start, you just can't always start with a full boy, because where your locks will hit, you might run into a pipe or a stack flashing or some rooftop obstacle that you need to avoid. So you might have to start your roofing panels by taking 6 inches off, taking 8 inches off, so that you don't land your flashings, your pipe flashings on a lock. And that's what this tool will allow you to do. You can run your snips right up the edge of your panel, or a shear, and then you can put this Wuco on it, set the depth, there's dials. This thing will go all the way up to 8 inches tall. It'll make a bend 8 inches tall, and you're gonna be able to run this roll former right up the edge of the panel and create a new edge so that you can start or finish the set of panels by turning up the edge. All right guys, just a little tip when you go to buy these are not cheap. Wuco makes a whole product line full of great stuff. Not all of it will you need. If you're just an installer for standing seam, you may not need a lot of their specialty sheet metal tools. They sell them in kits and they sell them in singles. I bought this one a single, I bought this one in a kit. Both of these will turn a panel from flat to a 90, and then they have a Wuco that will turn it the rest of the way from a 90 to a 180. Now in all truth, if you want the kit, buy it, but we've never used this tool on a job to go from a 90 to a 180. We pretty much, once we're to the 90, we can use hand tongs. So if you're tight on money and you're just trying to get your tools together, don't be afraid just to buy a single. I like the one that comes up to 8 inches, gives you flexibility if you're going around a chimney and want to make a high back on some trim or a skylight or something custom up the side of a wall. The one that will go up to 8 is about all you need. All right guys, the next tool that you don't want to leave the shop without in the morning would be your hemming tool. So I've got a variety of hemming tools. So we've got a 16 for a 16-inch wide panel, I've got an 18 for an 18-inch wide panel, and then I've got a long one, because even if you run in a 16-inch wide panel but you're going to hem up a valley, you're going to have a longer space. So you're going to need a variety of sizes of these hemming tools. Now I buy these from AMSI Supply online. They make them, it's their brand, they're great, they're aluminum, they last a long time, and they're basically all you need to hem your panels. They're easy, clean, they're not expensive. Get you a variety of them in size, especially get you a long one so you can hem your valley pieces. And then these are bread pan tools. We use this tool to bread pan the back of the panel to turn it up. So this is for our 16-inch wide panels, and these are for our 18-inch wide panels. But you want to have a variety of these bread pan tools to help you make the clean transition on the back of that panel and get the bread pan nice and clean. All right guys, the next tool that you're going to need to have with you on your truck that makes your life easy and makes your install faster are these roof jacks for standing seam. I've got a video just on these. I like them so much, we made a gear review video in our gear review tab just on these if you want to learn more about them. But these things, man, I don't know how I would roof without them. We run a little fleet of these. We've got 20 or 24 of these. They run about $1,000 a piece. My suggestion would be to buy these over time in pairs of 2 so you can put a walk plank between them. And the way that we run these boards is, just so you have an idea of the way that we do it and get the most out of these jacks is, when we go to a job, there's usually a side that's more accessible and there's usually a side that's less accessible, especially in the areas where we work, like in these downtown crowded historic areas. Usually there's a side that's just hard to reach. That's the side we do first, and we usually won't set the jacks on that side. We usually set our jacks on the opposite side. So the way that it'll usually work is, we will ice and water a structure, we'll roof the side that's the hardest to access. So we're gonna bring our material up the side that's easier to access, either on ladders, crane, hand them up, whatever we need to do. We're gonna roof the side that is the hardest to access. and then we're gonna come off that side. And then we're gonna roof the side that's easier to access, and we're gonna set a line of these jacks down at the bottom of the roof, and then we're gonna set another line of these jacks up just below the ridge so that we can work the ridge, but from the side that we have the best access. So that once we work the ridge, set the Z, set the ridge, put all of our rivets in, do whatever we gotta do up top, set all of our trims, our rake trim, all that. Then we start to break that job down. We'll break the boards down, then we'll break the jacks down, and we'll work down to the lower set of boards that are at the eave. So sometimes that's within reach of a ladder, sometimes that eave is within reach of a man lift. But we work from the top back down to the bottom and then break the top down and then break that's how we use these jacks. And we didn't buy them all at once. We accumulated these over time in pairs of 2 and 4, but I cannot recommend these things enough. These are made by Metal Plus LLC. We'll put a link in the description so you guys can find these guys online. These things are fantastic. They will make your job safer and make you money. All right guys, next tool that our guys need to have with them on their truck is fall protection. This is another product by Metal Plus LLC. This is a tie-off point for standing seam, does not poke any holes, it just works on pressure. You basically open this up, it's a 3/4 inch nut right here, open it up, set it on top of your lock, drop it back down. You're gonna tighten up your bolt, 3/4 inch wrench, and you're gonna hook your rope right into it. So it's a simple, easy way to be safe on your metal roofs when you're installing them. All right guys, last but not least, good old sawhorses. I want every man on the job to have a pair of sawhorses. So if you have a 6-man crew or an 8-man crew and you've got 1 or 2 sets of sawhorses, you are bottlenecking your production when it comes to these, cutting valley pieces and hemming them or working around trims and flashing. So I like a set of sawhorses, at least 1 set per man that I've got on the job. So when we hit slower areas of the job, say around valleys or up around trims and flashings, we can get multiple guys down cutting and hemming on the bottom, because we don't, remember, if it's slower to more field fabrication goes in the panel, I don't need 4 guys sitting on the roof to put on clips. We can hand those up, we can get some more guys on the ground. Having sawhorses is a must. 1 per man in my opinion. Guys, thanks for watching. If you learned something, hit that like or subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.